Mr. Robson, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly state that the testimony you may give in this case now pending before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I do. Please be seated.
Good afternoon, Mr. Robson.
How you doing?
How old are you?
I am 22.
Do you consider Michael Jackson your friend?
Yes.
Do you consider him a close friend?
Yes.
You're aware of the allegations in this case, are you not?
Yes.
And are you aware, as you sit here today, that there's been allegations that Mr. Jackson molested you?
Yes.
Mr. Robson, did Michael Jackson ever molest you at any time?
Absolutely not.
Mr. Robson, did Michael Jackson ever touch you in a sexual way?
Never, no.
Mr. Robson, has Mr. Jackson ever inappropriately touched any part of your body at any time?
No.
How many times do you think you've stayed in Mr. Jackson's room at Neverland?
Same amount of times as I've been there. Well, no, that's not true. I'm sorry. I've been there a bunch of times without Michael, just with other friends and family traveling there, but I don't know, maybe 15 to 20.
And at no time has any sexual contact ever occurred between you and Mr. Jackson, right?
Never.
Have you ever taken a shower with Mr. Jackson?
No.
Have you ever gone swimming with Mr. Jackson?
Yes.
And please explain what you mean.
One time with my sister and I and Michael, we went in the jacuzzi at Neverland Ranch.
And do you know approximately when that was?
I don't know. I can't say for sure. I have a feeling that was within the first trip in '89 when I went there.
Do you remember what Mr. Jackson was wearing in the jacuzzi?
From my recollection, he was wearing shorts. You know, like swimming shorts, and that was it.
Did anything inappropriate ever happen in that jacuzzi?
No.
Has anything inappropriate ever happened in any shower with you and Mr. Jackson?
No, never been in a shower with him.
Mr. Robson, has anyone told you what to say in this courtroom today?
No.
Is everything you've said the complete and honest truth?
Yes.
Did Mr. Jackson ever do anything wrong with you?
No.
What's the largest number of kids you ever saw stay in Mr. Jackson's room, if you remember?
Yeah, probably 4 to 5.
And what do you recall the children doing in his room?
Well, before we went to sleep, same sort of things. We'd play video games, watch movies, have pillow fights, yeah.
Did you ever see anything of a sexual nature between Mr. Jackson and any of those children?
Never.
When you used to play at Neverland during the day, would Michael often be with you?
Yes.
And what would Michael do with you?
We'd go on rides together, where we'd drive around in the golf carts together, look at animals together, watch movies together.
Did you see Mr. Jackson act in a similar way with other children?
Yes.
Ever see anything inappropriate go on when he was doing any of those things?
No.
And what do you recall doing in the apartment with Mr. Jackson?
Same sort of things. He had arcade games there, like candy, we'd eat, we'd watch, TV shows, Stooges, hang around, play games,
Did you ever see Mr. Jackson do anything inappropriate with any child at that apartment?
No.
Where else have you been with Mr. Jackson?
Like I said, we've covered Las Vegas, Westwood apartment, Century City apartment, Sheraton Hotel. He came and stayed at my place once.
Where was that?
That was in Hollywood. It was my mother and I had a condo and my sister.
Did you see Mr. Jackson do anything inappropriate at any of these locations?
No.
Ever seen Mr. Jackson touch any child in a sexual way at any of these locations?
Never.
Did Mr. Jackson ever touch you inappropriately at any of these locations?
No.
When you were a young child, did Michael Jackson ever show you any sexually explicit material?
No.
Did you ever see Michael Jackson show sexually explicit material to any child?
No.
When you were in Neverland, did you ever see anything that suggested pedophilia?
No.
Ever see any magazine or poster that suggested pedophilia?
Never.
You actually saw a kid sleeping in his room from time to time, correct?
Yeah, when he was present as well, yeah.
And Macaulay Culkin was there as well, correct?
Yeah.
Never saw anything inappropriate happen, right?
No.
Has anything this prosecution for the government has said to you changed your opinion of Michael Jackson?
Not at all.
Does it change your opinion as to whether or not he ever did anything inappropriate with a child?
Not at all.